Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera, salam madani dan salam UiTM di hatiku. Sebelum kita memulakan taklimat pada hari ini, marilah kita mulakan dengan bacaan ummul kitab Al-Fatihah. Semoga taklimat pada hari ini berjalan dengan lancar. Amin amin ya rabbal alamin. Alhamdulillah, syukur kita kehadrat ilahi kerana dengan limpah dan kurnianya dapat juga kita berkumpul walaupun secara dalam talian sahaja. Okey, taklimat pada hari ini akan disampaikan oleh koordinator APB iaitu Akademi Pengajian Bahasa. Okey, sebelum itu sempena program minggu Destiny Siswa ini, di kesempatan ini kami seluruh warga pusat asasi UiTM Cawangan Selangor ingin mengucapkan tahniah dan selamat datang kepada semua pelajar yang ditawarkan. Di sebalik kejayaan kita pada hari ini, marilah kita sama-sama mengucapkan ribuan terima kasih kepada seluruh ahli keluarga kita, terutamanya ibu bapa yang telah banyak berkorban, ya. Dan tidak dilupakan juga ucapkan terima kasih kepada guru-guru anda yang banyak menyampaikan ilmu sehingga anda menjadi insan yang cemerlang pada hari ini. Baiklah para hadirin sekalian, pada hari yang mulia ini kita amat bertuah, ya, kerana taklimat ini akan disampaikan oleh pegawai-pegawai yang mempunyai banyak pengalaman dan pengetahuan, ya, dalam taklimat yang bakal disampaikan. Jadi gunakan peluang yang ada ni untuk dapatkan informasi yang berguna sepanjang anda belajar di sini, di pusat asasi. Baiklah, tanpa melengahkan masa, saya memperkenalkan penceramah kita iaitu Dr. Muhammad Izzat bin Rahim, koordinator APB untuk menyampaikan taklimat pada hari inilah. Okey, sebelum itu saya ingin memberi sedikit peringatan, ya, kepada para peserta semua. Sebarang pertanyaan yang ingin ditanyakan di ruangan chat tu atau semasa sesi soal jawab nanti, kurangkan ucapan ataupun perbualan yang tidak penting, ya, yang tak berkaitan dalam sesi taklimat ini. Diharap semua peserta boleh memberi kerjasama dan fokus sepenuhnya sepanjang sesi ini dijalankan, dan link kehadiran akan dipaparkan selepas sesi taklimat ini berakhir. Jadi make sure ada maklumat yang tepat baru masuk kat dalam sesi ruangan chat tu. Okey, baiklah, tanpa membuang masa, saya dengan segala hormatnya mempersilakan Dr. Muhammad Izzat Rahim untuk menyampaikan taklimat pada hari ini. Dipersilakan, Doktor.
Baik, terima kasih diucapkan kepada Puan Moderator kita, Puan Dini. Sebelum saya mula, saya ingin meminta izin lah untuk menyampaikan taklimat ini dalam bahasa Inggeris, ya, Puan Dini. Alright, baik. Right, so Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good afternoon I bid to ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So I would like to welcome you to MUET briefing for Pusat Asasi. But before that, just like what Madam Dini said just now, I would like to congratulate everyone who have made it this far, who have accepted the offer to Pusat Asasi UiTM. All right? Be proud of yourself. Be thankful, ladies and gentlemen. Now you are part of this big family, big UiTM family. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for my briefing today, I would like to talk about MUET, or Malaysian University English Test. You know, I've been monitoring the chat box before we go live just now, ladies and gentlemen. There are a lot of questions as well as misconception about MUET. So for today's briefing, I hope that it can answer your questions as well as sharing some information, correct information to you, right? Let's avoid misconception. Let's avoid the wrong information when it comes to MUET, ladies and gentlemen. All right, moving forward. The content of my briefing today, I will cover 4 points. First of all, I would like to talk about the MUET overview. the basic of MUET. Yeah, like I said before, there are few misconceptions about MUET. So therefore, in my briefing, I would like to explain to you what basically is MUET, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Now, the second point would be the MUET calendar. I would like to share with you the MUET calendar for this year, 2026, as prepared by Majlis Peperiksaan Malaysia. And then let's talk about MUET score and band, right? Because I'm sure that many of you know that when it comes to MUET, the score is given in terms of band, right? And you must achieve certain band in order for you to pursue your study. And lastly, ladies and gentlemen, the most important point for my briefing today is MUET at Pusat Asasi, right? This is something that is very important to everyone, not only for TESOL students, not only for law students, but everyone, science, engineering, law, and TESOL students. The information about MUET at Pusat Asasi is very much important for everyone. All right, so let's start. All right, boys and girls, first of all, let's talk about MUET overview, the basic. When it comes to MUET, ladies and gentlemen, what I would like for you to understand is that this is a test administered by the Malaysian Examination Council or Majlis Peperiksaan Malaysia. It is their test. This is not UiTM's test. This is not any other university's test. This is a test administered by Malaysian Examination Council or MPM. All right. So the government has mandated them, the MPM, to administer this test. So what is the purpose of the test? Basically, there are two. Number one is to measure the English language proficiency of candidates intending to pursue first degree studies. Now, let me explain to you. The purpose of MUET is basically for you to further your study into your bachelor's degree program. All right. As long as your plan is to further your study, your first degree in Malaysian university, you must have this MUET certificate, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So let me repeat that once again. For MUET, ladies and gentlemen, the main purpose is for candidates to use it to apply to pursue their first degree studies, right, in Malaysian universities. All right. No matter what your program is, but as long as your plan is to pursue your first degree in Malaysian university, then you have to sit down for MUET. All right. So please be sure about this one, because I know for some students, they have different plans, right? Maybe after Asasi, they would like to pursue their first degree abroad, all right? In Scotland, in New Zealand, in Korea even. Yeah. So if that is your plan, MUET is not for you. There are other tests that you have to take, right? Like IELTS, TOEFL, and things like that, right? But for MUET is for those of you who plan to pursue your first degree in Malaysian university. Now, please be clear about this one. You must have the MUET certificate before you apply for your first degree program. Before, meaning to say that before you fill in the UPU form, before you fill in the penerapan, all right, for your ITM, you must have this MUET certificate. It's not after, it's not before you graduate. No, it is before you apply for your first degree program. All right. So let's be clear about it. All right. That is one. Number two, MUET also helps institution to determine students' readiness to undertake academic courses at local universities, Malaysian universities. Yeah. So for Malaysian university, yeah, at different faculties, especially they have different requirement for MUET. Some faculties, they required band 4 as the minimum. Some requires band 5 or even 5 plus, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. So what I would like for you to do, boys and girls, is to find out what program that you are interested in to pursue your first degree, and then get to know the MUET band requirement. Get to know the MUET band requirement. right? You can talk to your seniors, you can talk to your mentors later, you can talk to your lecturers about this one to get some information, all right? Like for instance, for social science program, yeah, mostly the minimum band required will be band 3, all right? That is the minimum, all right? But if you were to pursue your first degree in, let's say, in medical, for instance, yeah, definitely you have to achieve 5 or 5 plus for that one, all right? So different program have different MUET requirement, okay? So please get to know this, all right, from a valid source, all right? Talk to your seniors, check the websites of the faculty, check the websites of the university, all right? Or you may even give them a phone call, all right? Call them to get to know their band requirement, MUET band requirement, all right? So that's about MUET, the basics, yeah? Let me repeat. Number one, MUET is for those of you who plan to pursue your first degree in Malaysian university, right? And number two, the MUET band requirement differs from one program to another. So it is your responsibility to get to know what is the minimum band requirement for your first degree program, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Now, when it comes to MUET, ladies and gentlemen, it will test you on 4 language skills, which are listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Okay, listening, speaking, reading, and writing. These will be the basic skills for any language that you learn, be it Bahasa Malaysia, be it English, Arabic. Listening, speaking, reading, and writing will be the basic skills, right? Now, the scores range from 1 to 360. The full mark will be 360, ladies and gentlemen, and it corresponds to band 1 to band 5 plus. All right. In the past, they are band 6, but now we go for band 5 plus because we would like to follow the cipher, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, these will be the marks and how you will be grouped in terms of band, ladies and gentlemen, right? And towards the end, candidates receive result certificate upon the completion of all 4 components, right? So please make sure that you receive your certificate once you got your MUET result, right? This certificate is important for you to apply for your first degree program. Next, ladies and gentlemen, still the overview. Now, let's take a look at this one. Like I said before, there will be 4 tests altogether, namely listening test, speaking test, reading test, and writing test. The duration for listening will be 50 minutes, speaking will be 30 minutes, reading 75, as well as writing 75 minutes. And as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, the marks, right, they are fairly distributed among 4 tests, right? So all tests now carries the mark of 90 marks, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. So, meaning to say that each of these tests is equally important to you as the candidate of MUET, right? So, you must be able to score for each of these paper in order for you to get good band towards the end of your MUET, ladies and gentlemen, right? This is a new, what we call format for MUET starting 2022, right? Prior to 2022, they have different format whereby the full marks will be 300 and the distribution of marks will be a bit different than this one. This time around, the new format, the distribution of mark is fair. Each of the tests, you will get 90 marks as the maximum score, ladies and gentlemen. Right? Now, let's take a look at this MUET calendar. We are moving towards our second agenda. All right. So for MUET calendar, this is prepared by Majlis Peperiksaan Malaysia. So you need to know that for every year, there will be 3 regular sittings for MUET. They call it as Sesi 1, Sesi 2, dan Sesi 3. Session 1, Session 2, and Session 3. Right? So as you can see, Session 1 will be early in the calendar year, whereby the ujian will be, the pendaftaran will start in December up until January. After that, the test will be in April. All right, in April. Whereby for Sesi 2, right, it will be in the middle of the calendar, whereby the pendaftaran will open in March up until April, and then the test will be administered in June. And lastly, ladies and gentlemen, will be Sesi 3, the third session. This one, pendaftaran will start in June and July. After that, the test will be administered in October. Now, just to be clear, ladies and gentlemen, for each candidate, you will have to attend 2 times, for the test, whereby they call it as ujian lisan. All right, that one is speaking test, and then ujian bertulis. Ujian bertulis means reading, writing, and listening. So, if you were to register for MUET, ladies and gentlemen, you have to attend to Form 1 at 2 separate dates. All right, one is for the speaking test, and after that will be for the written test, ujian bertulis, that consists of reading, writing, as well as listening. Okay, so this would be the regular sitting for MUET every year. 2025, 26, 27, it will be the same. There will be 3 sessions altogether. Now, moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we call MUET on demand, or MOD. As you can see, for this MOD calendar, there are many sessions. We can say that almost every month there will be 1 or 2 sessions for MOD. All right. So what is the difference between MOD and the MUET regular sitting? I will explain it to you later. But here what I would like to show you is that there are MUET regular sitting such as this. All right. Then there will be MOD, MUET on demand. All right. And the difference will be for the regular sitting, there are only 3 sessions per year. And then for MOD, there will be plenty of sessions throughout the year. All right. So that's about the MUET calendar, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's talk about MUET, the regular sitting, versus MOD, MUET on demand. All right. What will be the difference? The difference will be, number one, will be on the frequency, ladies and gentlemen. For the regular sittings, there will only be 3 sittings per year, right? 3 times per year. Session 1, Session 2, and Session 3. However, ladies and gentlemen, the frequency for MOD will be around 1 to 2 times per month. Yeah, almost every other month, they will have a sitting for MOD. Right. Now, the mode would be for the regular sitting, definitely it will be face-to-face, ladies and gentlemen. Face-to-face meaning to say that for the speaking assessment, you have to be there at the test center, you have to see the invigilator, you have to be together with your group members. And then when it comes to the written test, reading, writing, as well as listening, you have to be there at the test center. You have to answer the question on a paper. It's a pen and paper based test. All right. But for MOD, ladies and gentlemen, you have got option whereby you can have the face-to-face mode or the online mode, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So that is in terms of the mode. Now, when it comes to the fees, ladies and gentlemen, for the regular sitting, it will be about 150. That one will be the fee for the regular sitting. However, for MOD, ladies and gentlemen, it would be a bit high, whereby the fee for MOD would be RM 350. All right, almost double from the regular sitting fee. And when it comes to the results, ladies and gentlemen, for the regular sitting, it will be approximately around 10 weeks for you to obtain your results, whereby for MOD, you can get your results as fast as 14 days. 14 days, ladies and gentlemen. Now, At this point, ladies and gentlemen, I also would like for you to ponder what is your plan, all right? Whether you would like to go for MUET, the regular sitting, or you would like to go for MOD, all right? MOD, because Majlis Perperiksaan Malaysia has provide us with these two options, whether you would like to go for the regular sitting or for MOD, right? Clear, yeah? Now, ladies and gentlemen, over here will be the MUET score and band. Like I've said before, ladies and gentlemen, what's important to you will be the band over here, whereby the band starts with 1 over here as a basic user, or you can go up until 5 plus proficient users, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So as you can see, this one will be the score, whereby the full score 331 up until 360. That one will qualify you to get band 5 plus. All right, and the rest of it you can take a look at it on your own, ladies and gentlemen. So basically, ladies and gentlemen, what I would like to say is this one. If you were to be accepted into Pusat Asasi program, yeah, basically you will be here, independent user or even up until proficient user. It's a rare case where you are a Pusat Asasi student and then you are here, at the basic level over there. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, so basic level over there, band 1, band 2, band 2.5 is basically people who can only use the language in a basic form. They can survive by using certain sentences or certain words only. They can say things like yes, no, thank you, all right, I'm okay, are you okay, and things like that, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I'm sure you're more than that. Now, moving forward to the independent user. For independent user, everybody, the band starts with band 3 up until band 4.5 over there. All right. So over here, you have progressed in terms of your language proficiency. You are able to talk about complex ideas. You are able to address complex texts, all right, in terms of your reading. You can listen well, you can respond to it, you can read, you can respond to it, you can write your idea, you can transfer your idea from here to a piece of paper, for instance, yeah, in terms of writing. That one will be independent users, all right? But I'm sure that many of you would like to aim for proficient user, band 5 and band 5 plus. All right. So for band 5 plus, ladies and gentlemen, this kind of candidate can understand a wide range of demanding longer text and recognize implicit meaning. All right. You can read between the line. You would understand sarcasm. You would understand things that are not explicitly written. You can understand implied ideas. For instance, you can make inference when it comes to reading, when it comes to listening. All right. So these kind of users will be rated as proficient users. All right. And then you will be awarded band 5 or 5 plus, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So if you were to ask me, when it comes to Pusat Asasi students, all right, many of them is ranked over here as independent users, right? Band 4, 4.5, and some students will be rated as proficient user, 5 and 5 plus, ladies and gentlemen. All right. It's not impossible to achieve band 5 plus over there, provided that you know the test well, you learn the rope, plus you got the skills and proficiency of the language, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So these will be the MUET score and band. And once again, I would like for you to do your homework, check your first degree program, what will be the minimum band required for you to be accepted into the program. Like I said before, some program they accept band 3, some accept band 4, or even band 5, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So depending on your plan, what's your plan after Asasi? All right. Get some information about the program so that you know which band for you to aim for. All right. 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5, or 5 plus, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Now, let's go to the test individually. Yeah. So first of all, ladies and gentlemen, listening test. So as the name says, what you're going to do is you're going to listen to a recording and then you're going to answer questions, ladies and gentlemen. All right. All together, there are five parts. Yeah. You can see over there, part 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 over there. All right. And the type of recording that you will listen to will be a dialogue and a monologue. What is a monologue, ladies and gentlemen? One person talking. Dialogue, it involves two or more people talking, all right? It can be a pair, a friend, for instance, right? It can be a group of friends, all right? So that will be the text type that you will be listening to. And then as you can see over there, the text length will be varied about 600 to 650, and then the shortest one will be about 250 to 200, 300 words per dialogue or per monologue, ladies and gentlemen. All right. The type of question that you will get for the listening test will be MCQ questions. All right. MCQ question with 3 options or multiple matching with 5 questions. Whatever it is, ladies and gentlemen, the answer is there. You just need to choose which one is the correct answer. All right. In the past, there are fill in the blank questions. All right. But now with the new format, there's no more such question. All you got will be the MCQ question as well as the multiple matching question. For the MCQ question, ladies and gentlemen, you will be given 3 options. You just need to choose A, B, or C, right, based on what you can listen from the recording. When it comes to multiple matching, all right, there will be 3 questions, 5 options. So you need to choose 3 out of 5 over there. All right. So like I said before, all the answers are there. You just need to choose carefully which one will be the answer for the listening test, right? For some, they think listening test is easy. Yeah, for some, they think it is challenging. What I can say for listening test is that you need to stay focused in the entirety of the test, because not like reading, yeah, listening, if you were to miss the text, if you were to miss the recording, then you don't have uh, another chance to listen to it. Yeah, you will be listening to each recording twice. Yeah, only 2 times. If you were to miss it, let's just say, while the test, yeah, your mind will go astray. You are thinking about other things. Yeah, your friends, your family, your cats, for instance. Yeah, then you will miss the chance to listen to the text, and maybe, just maybe, you wouldn't be able to answer the question successfully. So that is the nature for the listening test. Next will be the speaking test, ladies and gentlemen, my favorite. Right, for the speaking test, ladies and gentlemen, what you will do is that you will be seated in a group of 4. All right, you will be seated in a group of 4. Who are your group members? It will be anybody. It can be anybody, right? It can be your friend from the same program, or it can be strangers, right? People who you have never met before, for instance, right? So in that group, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to do 2 things. Number 1, you are going to do individual presentation. All right, each of you in the group will be taking turns to do a presentation based on a written prompt. You will be given a question, a prompt, a situation over there, and your job is to present it, to elaborate on it, all right? And the other group members will be listening to you. That is part number 1. Now, when it comes to part number 2, everybody, yeah, that one will be a group discussion, right? Based on the written question and 5 prompts. Meaning to say that, ladies and gentlemen, once again, you will be given the question, the prompt over there, and your job is to discuss it, elaborate on it, provide example, all right? Explain the given prompt to you, all right? So the timing would be 2 minutes to prepare, 2 minutes to present. For group discussion, you will be given 3 minutes to prepare, and after that, 8 to 12 minutes to do the discussion, right? So over here for the speaking test, these will be the 2 tasks that you need to complete for the speaking test, ladies and gentlemen, all right? So individual presentation, and then part number 2, group discussion, okay? Once again, for the speaking test, you will be seated in a group of 4. You have 2 tasks altogether, individual presentation and then group discussion. And I'm sure that for those of you who are really extrovert, those of you who love to speak so much, this kind of test will be a piece of cake to you, yeah, because you like to explain, you like to elaborate, you would like to talk, right? So speaking test, ladies and gentlemen, all right, individual presentation and then group discussion. Okay, moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, will be the writing test. Similar to the speaking test, ladies and gentlemen, for the writing test, you have two tasks altogether. All right. Task number one, what you are going to do is you are going to write a response to a letter or an email. Right. This is what we call guided writing, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. You are going to write a response for a letter or an email given to you. All right, meaning to say that on the test paper, they will give you a letter or an email. All right, you need to read the content, you need to understand the content. After that, you are going to respond to it. All right, and why it is called guided writing? Because they will give you notes. All right, at the right hand side of the email or the letter, they will provide you with 4 to 5 notes, and then you must use the note in order for you to respond to it. Okay, for example, maybe in that email, your friend is asking you to accompany him or her to a food festival, for instance. All right, and then there's a note over there saying that you must say yes. So in order for you to write your response, you must say yes. All right, to reply or to respond to the email from your friend. Right. Now, that one is task number one. You need to write a response of at least 100 words. What does it mean? It means that the minimum number of words that you should write will be 100. All right. The maximum, there's none. But usually for task number one, student will write about 200, 150 to 200 words. Yeah, approximately about 1 page of an A4 paper. All right. Uh, you are not advised to spend a lot of time writing task number one because you still have task number two to be completed. All right. So for the writing test, task number two is what we call essay writing, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, essay writing, right? You are going to write an essay of at least 250 words, 250 words. 250 words will be the minimum number of words. The maximum, all right, it is really up to you. But some general rules for you. Usually student will write about 250 to 400 words. All right. It's about 1.5 pages long for an A4 paper, ladies and gentlemen. When it comes to task number two, yeah, you are going to write one of these essays. It's either you are going to write a discursive essay, argumentative essay, or a problem solution essay, ladies and gentlemen, or a problem solution essay. Any other essay that you have learned before this in school, at a language center, won't be included in this test, right? All that we can send for MUET writing test would be discursive essay, argumentative essay, or a problem solution essay. All right. So whatever that comes out in your test paper later for writing, it will be one of it. Yeah, discursive, argumentative, or a problem solution. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to this writing test, right, I would like to say that it is context specific as well as format specific, ladies and gentlemen. Therefore, you need to learn the rope. You need to know how to basically write this, right? Proficiency alone is not enough, because for writing tests, there are certain format that is expected from the candidate for you to write down your response to letter or email as well as your essay. You cannot just simply write anything and everything, all right? So, like I said before, proficiency alone is not enough. You need to learn the format, you need to learn the type of essay, you need to learn the structure of it. Yeah, like for instance, to write the essay, it will be a conventional 5-paragraph essay. For each of the paragraph, there are structure in it. Like for instance, the body paragraph, you should start with topic sentence, after that your supporting details, after that your concluding sentence. All right, so it is context specific, everybody. You need to learn on how to write it. All right, now that one will be for the writing test. The last one, is it the last one? Maybe, yeah, reading test, ladies and gentlemen. So, as the name says, reading test, you are going to read text, yeah, more than one text. Then you need to answer the question, ladies and gentlemen. Altogether, there are 7 parts, all right? And then you can see that the text length, they are varied. Some will be very short, about 100 to 150 words. Some will be quite long, 700 to 800 words, ladies and gentlemen, or even part 6 and 7, 2 texts of 700 to 900 words each. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, for the reading test, the main challenge is for you to read fast and effectively. To read fast and effectively. All right. For this reading test, ladies and gentlemen, you will need to have the reading skills, whereby you need to be able to distinguish between main ideas and supporting details. You need to understand the structure of a text. You need to be able to make inference. You need to be able to synthesize the information so that you can answer the questions over there. Now, let's take a look at the question types, ladies and gentlemen. There are multiple matching questions, just like the listening test. All right. MCQ question, 3 option. All right. For part 4, MCQ questions as well. Part number 5, a gap text with 6 missing sentences. Well, this is basically like fill in the blanks. However, the options are given to you. All right. You can choose 6 out of 7 over there. And then we have part 6 and 7 MCQ question, 4 options altogether. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here you see that for the reading test, the main challenge is for you to read and then to answer the question over there. Sometimes students, they approach this reading test in a wrong way, in a sense that they read to gain information, they read to learn something, whereby basically for this reading test, ladies and gentlemen, like I said before, you need to have the skills so that you can read fast and effectively in order for you to answer the questions. All right. Altogether, there are 40 questions over here, ladies and gentlemen, for the reading test. And yeah, you have 7 parts altogether, where each parts have different texts that you need to read, ladies and gentlemen. All right. That one will be the reading test. Now, just to recap on the test, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, the listening, speaking, reading, and writing test, what I would like to say to you is that, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, proficiency alone is not enough. All right. For MUET, we are talking about the application of your skills. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, you need to have different skills for different tests. For instance, ladies and gentlemen, reading test requires you to have your reading skills, whereby for speaking test requires you to have your what we call speaking skills. Even when we take a look at the speaking test, ladies and gentlemen, to do presentation would require a different set of skill as compared to group discussion, isn't it? Why? Because individual presentation, you are talking alone, everybody is listening to you. But when it comes to group discussion, you talk in a group, right? At any time, people can interject, people can ask you a question, people can ask you for clarification, right? So different skill sets needed over here, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, for the test in MUET, they are context specific. You need to follow the format. Therefore, you need to learn well, ladies and gentlemen. All right. But not to worry, ladies and gentlemen. Over here in Pusat Asasi, especially for science, engineering, and law students, you will have LCC 0 to 1 subject. LCC 0 to 1 subject. And in that subject, your lecturers will equip you with all the skills needed for MUET. All right, the reading skill, the speaking skills, the writing skill, as well as the listening skills, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, and I'm sure for TESOL students, you will also have subjects that will prepare you for your MUET, ladies and gentlemen. Right, so you need to have the proficiency. You also need to learn how to do the test well in order for you to get the marks, all right? In order for you to achieve good bands for MUET, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so I hope you are clear with this one, ladies and gentlemen. These will be the 4 tests that you have to sit for MUET. All right, we're coming to our last agenda, which will be MUET at Pusat Asasi. Now, ladies and gentlemen, listen to me carefully. After learning about MUET, taking a look at the calendar, taking a look at the test, all right, what I would like to explain to you is this one. For this upcoming semester, this June semester, ladies and gentlemen, Pusat Asasi will be a center for MUET, specifically for Pusat Asasi students. Specifically for Pusat Asasi students. Meaning to say that, ladies and gentlemen, if you are Pusat Asasi students, you don't have to go out and find a center for you to do your MUET. You can do it here in Pusat Asasi in Dengkil, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So this is specifically for Pusat Asasi students, yeah. You cannot invite your friends, your siblings, your brothers and sisters to do their MUET here in Pusat Asasi. This is only for you, Pusat Asasi students. All right. Now, this will be the expected date, ladies and gentlemen. For the written test, it will be on the 24th and 25th of October 2026. And then for the speaking test, it will be 26th until the 29th of October. All right. So basically, if you were to take a look at your academic calendar, yeah, MUET will be administered right after your final examination. Yeah, your final examination will be up until, if I'm not mistaken, 22nd or 23rd, and right after that, there will be MUET, ladies and gentlemen. So, what I would like to emphasize is this one, ladies and gentlemen. If you would like to make a plan at the end of the semester, yeah, going for holiday, going for Umrah and whatnot, ladies and gentlemen, please put these dates into consideration, all right? If your plan is to take MUET at Pusat Asasi, then these will be the dates, all right? These will be the dates. And please be sure that there will be much changes in terms of the date. It will be from 24th until 29th of October. So if you're making plans at the end of the semester, right, going for holiday, right, please make sure that you keep yourself free on these dates, because these dates will be MUET at Pusat Asasi. MUET at Pusat Asasi. Now, some FAQs from the students. Is it compulsory for me to register for MUET at Pusat Asasi? The answer is no, it is not compulsory, tidak wajib. But it is highly advisable for everyone, or every student in Pusat Asasi to register as a candidate for MUET at Pusat Asasi. Why is that? Because it will be easy for you. It is your own campus. You're doing it here, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So you don't have to register on your own. You don't have to go and find your, what we call, other centers, somewhere in, I don't know, Putrajaya, somewhere in Sepang, right? You can just do it here in Pusat Asasi. All right. Now, what would be the plan for MUET at Pusat Asasi is this one, ladies and gentlemen. You will do your registration. You will pay for the fee. You will do the test. And then you will get your certificate over here in Pusat Asasi. Everything will be conducted in Pusat Asasi. All right. In terms of registration, all right, BHEA, with the help of your lecturers, we will conduct the registration for you, and then there will be announcement from BHEA for the fee payment, and after that you will do the test, and then maybe when you come back for the second semester, you will get your certificate. It will be an online certificate from MPM, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So in summary, ladies and gentlemen, for Pusat Asasi students, you don't have to log into MPM's website. You don't have to what we call register as calon persendirian. You don't have to find your own center. You can do your MUET here at Pusat Asasi. All right, because Pusat Asasi will become a center for MUET, ladies and gentlemen. Another thing that I would like to remind you is this one, ladies and gentlemen. Please only get the information about MUET from BHEA. All right. Do not listen to, say, your friends from other institution or some unverified information that you get somewhere online, ladies and gentlemen. Right. If your plan is to take or to do MUET at Pusat Asasi, right, the only verified source will be BHEA. BHEA. All right. So, having known this, ladies and gentlemen, all right, what I would like for you to do is to discuss this with your parents, to discuss this with your guardian. All right. Where would you want to go and do your MUET? Is it at Pusat Asasi, or you have different plan, ladies and gentlemen? All right. Or you have different plan. So please make sure that you discuss this early before the semester starts, because most probably the registration will start in June. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. So please make up your mind. All right. Please discuss with your parents or guardians, especially when it comes to that date, ladies and gentlemen. Because I know for some, you already have plans. Yeah, you're going for holiday, you're going somewhere, all right? You will be off campus on the dates, all right? So please share this with your parents, share this with your guardian, so that they will be in the know that at Pusat Asasi we will become a center for MUET at the end of the year in October, and it is specifically for Pusat Asasi students. All right. So I guess that will be all for my briefing. All right. So maybe we open for
Okey.
Q&A. Ada soalan ke, Andini?
Terima kasih Dr. Izzat atas penyampaian taklimat yang bermanfaat itu tadi. Okey, banyak ya yang dikongsikan untuk pelajar kita ni, tapi kita tengok banyak ya soalan diorang ni. Belum lagi kita buka untuk tanya soalan, dah penuh dah. So saya baca daripada bawah boleh?
Boleh.
Okay, the latest one, Firzana. Doctor, can we take this exam in 2027 before we fill up the UPU?
Okay. When it comes to this one kan, sebenarnya dinasihatkan, digalakkanlah, highly advisable for students to take their MUET in October at Pusat Asasi. Kerana seperti saya terangkan tadi, selepas awak ambil MUET ini, ia akan memakan sedikit masa untuk awak dapat the results as well as the certificate. Jadinya jika kita tengok sesi 1, right? Sesi 1, setiap tahun test akan berlangsung pada bulan April. Test akan berlangsung pada bulan April, dan selepas beberapa minggu, mungkin dalam bulan Mei atau Jun, awak akan dapat the results lah. Jadi sekiranya awak mengambil regular sitting pada 2027, it is afraid that it will be too late for you to apply for UPU or to go for penerapan. Alright, unless alternatively you go for MOD. MOD results akan dapat dengan pantas, dan sittingnya ada banyak setiap bulan, bukanlah banyak, 1 atau 2 pada setiap bulan, January, February, March and all. So sekiranya awak tidak merancang untuk mengambil MUET pada bulan Oktober ini di Pusat Asasi, your, not to say your only option, but your best option is to go for MOD. Jangan tunggu untuk regular sitting, kerana ia akan mengambil masa dan mungkin awak akan terlambat, dan the repercussion is awak akan terlambat 1 semester lah. Rakan-rakan dah start degree, awak perlu tunggu satu semester untuk masuk semester seterusnya. Okay.
Okay, doktor. Ada yang tanya, during LCC class, will we learn the format of final exam or MUET?
Alright, so for the LCC classes, yeah, basically LCC 0 to 1 specifically, you will learn the skills, number one, the skills, and then the lecturers also will assist you on the format of MUET. Like for instance, writing. The focus of writing for LCC class will be on the 3 ACs, yeah, discursive, argumentative, and or problem solution. Alright, so basically what you learn in LCC can be translated to MUET later. Boleh dipindahkan the skills tu.
Ada yang tanya, what is the minimum score for each paper to get 4 or 5 band?
Alright,
Saya dah beritahu tadi.
good question over there. Kalau boleh tengok senarai markah tadi tu, so you can do the calculation on your own, and you can you should get to know what is the minimum band for your first degree program lah. Adakah band 3, band 4, band 4.5 ataupun 5 or 5 plus. So you can do the calculation on your own. Alright, the information about the marks as well as the band is in MUET handbook by MPM. Ada sahaja di online ataupun di website yang menerbitkan this kind of information. You can refer to that.
Is MUET fee include in yuran pengajian?
No. The MUET yuran fee for pusat asasi, MUET pusat asasi will be a bit different, that you have to pay it later, not together with yuran pengajian.
Ada ramai yang tanya, we will be studying for mass and hour on our own or with the guidance of our?
Studying about MUET, yeah, like I said before, if you have LCC 0 to 1, then you can learn the skill from your lecturers in class, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so whatever that you learn in LCC 0 to 1 class, you can transfer it to MUET. All right, you can transfer it to MUET. There's no specific class for MUET alone. Dia tak ada satu kelas yang khusus untuk MUET sahaja. Tetapi for LCC 0 to 1 class, can help you with your MUET later.
Can outsider take MUET in UiTM?
In your ITM, anywhere else, I'm not sure, but in Pusat Asasi, no. This is because jumlah pelajar kita pun memang ramai lah, dan kita ada kekangan dari segi venue. Tempat tu lah, kita tiada tempat yang sesuai untuk buka kepada calon-calon luar. Jadi MUET Pusat Asasi is only for Pusat Asasi students. Ya, macam saya cakap tadi, janganlah promote kepada kawan-kawan yang di tempat lain, kepada adik-beradik ke, jangan, untuk awak sahaja.
Special untuk Pusat Asasi je. Ada yang tanya, did we have a class for MUET or we need to learn ourselves?
Oh, dah jawab kan tadi? Untuk
Dah jawab
LCC 0 to 1.
Yang ni dia tanya, can we repeat the test if the band not match the requirement?
You can repeat it, but it will be on your own. Meaning to say that MUET Pusat Asasi will only be administered in October. But when you receive the result and then you see that, oh, I did not make the grade, tak dapat band yang dikehendaki. If you want to repeat, yes, you can, but you will have to register as calon persendirian.
Okay, ada yang komen ni, I think the questions are repeated mostly here, betul? So dah banyak dah Dr. Izzat dah mention tadi, tapi still repeating the same question lah. Ni ada lagi yang tanya, when is the registration for MUET? Rasanya ni lah soalan kot
Okay. Like I said before, macam saya cakap tadi, apa-apa pengumuman mengenai MUET, pastikan hanya daripada BHEA. Untuk setakat ni kita tak ada tarikh khusus lagi untuk pendaftaran, tetapi nanti saya dan pihak BHEA lah akan berurusan, dan kita akan keluarkan memo kepada pelajar lah terutamanya, supaya kita dapat senaraikan tarikh-tarikh yang penting kepada pelajar. Jadi hold your horses everybody, tunggu dulu, jangan rasa dah terlambat and then you hear rumors here and there. Tak perlu. Kita tunggu pengumuman daripada BHEA untuk pusat asasi. Okay?
Ada juga yang keliru. Diorang tanya nak kena ambil MOD dan juga ni sekali ke? Tu sebenarnya pilihan kan doktor?
Pilihan. Yang regular sitting tu ialah yang biasalah, yang awak datang, awak jawab pen and paper. MOD tu kalau awak nak buat pada masa-masa yang lain lah. Sebab mungkin contoh, saya bagi contoh, bulan Oktober nanti awak nak pergi bercuti ke Tokyo Disneyland contohnya kan, dah beli tiket semua. So awak kata, oh tak boleh lah datang Oktober ni, awak perlu ambil MUET pada tarikh yang lain. Dan ialah tarikh lain tu mungkin awak nak ambil MOD pula. MOD tu ialah option kepada pelajar-pelajar. Bukan awak kena ambil regular sitting dan MOD dua-dua. Bukan. Satu sahaja. Satu. Sebab pada pengakhirannya awak akan dapat sijil MUET tu yang ada band tu. Itu yang aimnya.
Lepas tu ada juga yang tanya, what's BHA? BHA tu adalah bahagian hal ehwal akademik.
Kan
Kita
semalam
berada di
dah ada
tingkat 3.
taklimat.
Itulah,
Dah ada
mesti ada
taklimat
yang tak
BHA.
dengar taklimat semalam. Semalam kita ada buat taklimat BHA 2 jam. Tak join lah tu.
Okey.
Okey, rasanya doktor soalan pun lebih kurang sama je. Rasanya setakat tu sajalah. Apa-apa soalan boleh refer dekat lecturer masing-masing juga.
Okey, sebelum saya ni saya nak bagi tahu untuk maklumat-maklumat berkenaan MUET ni, the verified source is of course BHEA, bahagian hal ehwal akademik. Dan untuk pelajar-pelajar yang memang mendaftar untuk LCC 021, bolehlah juga bertanya kepada pensyarah tersebut. Okey, itu sahaja.
Okey. Baiklah semua. Dengan itu maka berakhirlah sesi taklimat kita pada hari ini. Pihak Jawatankuasa mengucapkan ribuan terima kasih kepada Dr. Muhammad Izzat bin Rahim, Koordinator APB kerana telah menyampaikan taklimat pada hari inilah. Okay, so itu saja taklimat kita pada petang ini. Terima kasih semua and good luck. Bye. Assalamualaikum.
Alright, Assalamualaikum.
Terima kasih doktor.